if you'll join in the salute to our nation's flag. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. We'll do introduction of commissioners and staff, starting with Commissioner O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien, public member.
Suze Wallen, city member.
Terry Withrow, county member.
Amy Bublak, city member.
Charlie Gokin, alternate city member.
Jamie Agers, alternate public member.
Javier Camarena, assistant executive officer.
Sarah Lytle-Penny, executive officer.
Sean Wahi, county council.
Jennifer Vieira, commission clerk.
Outstanding. Okay. We have public comment, and I have one card. Milt? Three minutes.
Good evening, Chair, Commissioners, staff, and community members. Milt Truweiler. I'm a lifetime Stanislaus County resident. The prime farmland in Stanislaus County is a natural resource. It cannot be replaced or mitigated because of its unique nature, its quality soils, its water availability, and its good climate. There is no other farmland like it in this country or on the earth. There's a major shortage of prime farmland and water in the world today. We know now that here in San Joaquin County, we'll need to remove almost 1 million acres of farmland south of Stanislaus County from production because there's not enough water to irrigate it. Commissioners and staff, members of the community, we have many things to be concerned about today. We have to be very careful about who we listen to and what we believe. There are people here in Stanislaus County who are scheming to destroy the future for our children and our descendants. As the LAFCO commissioners, you must be strong and do the right thing and save the farmland in the central part of our county for our children and descendants. There is an abundance of poor soils and wastelands in California and our nation for the developers to build houses on, like the Altamont Pass area or the area east of Oakdale. There's also the large landmass area west of Patterson along Interstate 5 and east of Fairfield along Highway 12 all the way to Rio Vista. We also have the entire states of Arizona, Nevada, Utah, New Mexico, and Colorado for the developers to build houses on. In our Stanislaus County cities, we must build up and not out on the city and town's infill areas. We have so much potential for building up and not out here in Stanislaus County. LAFCO commissioners, you must never allow the prime farmland north of Modesto, west of Riverbank, southwest and northeast of Salida, north of Turlock, and all around Ceres and Houston to be developed. Not in 10 years, not in 20 years, not in 50 years, not ever. And I said, not ever. We're educated people and we must be realistic. There's no other farmland like this in the world. The farmland in Stanislaus County is fully economically developed, producing food for our state and our nation. We are adults and parents, and we have an obligation to do what's right and best for our children and descendants. We must all be good stewards. How could educated and caring people be so cold-hearted and irresponsible to want to destroy the best farmland on earth? We don't get a second chance. Once you turn prime farmland into housing, you create a food desert. LAFCO commissioners, you must all be committed to saving this irreplaceable farmland for our children and our descendants. It is our responsibility as adults and as parents to provide for our children and our descendants. No one else is going to do it. They're not born yet. Our far out descendants aren't born yet. If we don't do it, it's not going to happen. We have all kinds of opportunities to build up and not out. Thank you very much.
Is there anyone else who wishes to speak who didn't fill out a card? Okay, we will close public comment, move on to correspondence.
There's no more additional correspondence other than what's noted on the agenda tonight.
Okay. Declaration of conflicts of interest and disqualifications, looking, listening, seeing none. We'll move on to consent items. Are there any pulled off separately, or if not, a motion?
Motion to approve consent.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody against say nay. It passes unanimously. Public hearing.
Good evening, Javier Camarena with LAFCO. The item being discussed this evening is LAFCO application number 2025-04. Founders Point East, change of organization to the city of Modesto. Project is a request to annex 245 acres to the city of Modesto for the Founders Point East specific plan. The project is located northeast of Pellendale Avenue and Tully Road intersection. It's south of Kiernan Avenue, adjacent to the city of Modesto and within the city's sphere of influence. In June of this year, the city of Modesto approved the Founders Point East specific plan, along with pre-zoning, CEQA review, and a resolution of application to LAFCO. Development of the site will accommodate 420 single-family homes on 70 acres and 150 acres of business park uses, which would allow for office, commercial, industrial, and light industrial uses. Following slide is an aerial of the project site. The site consists of orchards, a large warehouse facility. Here on the northern part of the project site, you can see the large warehouse facility, an existing church, a water tank site for the city of Modesto, some other industrial uses, and some orchards. The site is surrounded by Kiernan Avenue to the north, industrial uses to the east, a church and school campus to the south, and a residential subdivision and ag land to the west. Government code requires several factors to be considered when evaluating a change of organization. The factors feature items related to proposed services and facilities, effects on agriculture, and consistency with government code. A discussion of these items can be found on pages 2 through 8 of the staff report. As far as services, the following table shows current and future service providers. The city will provide sewer and water services and other municipal services. There's a few services such as school district that will remain the same, and the mosquito abatement district, which will also remain the same. As far as fire protection, that will be provided by Salida Fire Protection and City of Modesto, which we'll get into a little bit more in these next few slides. The city is proposing not to detach from Salida Fire Protection District. Commission policies generally prefer detachment. However, exceptions have been made when there is an existing agreement between a city and district that provides for shared revenues and continued service. The city and district have a revenue sharing agreement that states that both the city and district will jointly be responsible for fire suppression and prevention within the affected territory. A copy of this agreement can be found in Exhibit C of your report. Also, development within the project area will join the Salida Fire Community Facilities District to assist in the funding of fire protection services. Primary service will be provided by City of Modesto, Fire Station number 11 located on Carver Road, with secondary service provided by the Salida Fire Station located on Broadway Avenue in Salida. Additional fire service stations located on Standiford and another on Briggsmore will provide additional service if needed. The Commission recently approved the Sierra Point specific plan in the City of Oakdale, which was annexed to the City of Oakdale without detachment from the Oakdale Fire Protection District. The two agencies had an existing revenue sharing agreement in place, such as this one. Similarly, in this case, both city and district agree not to detach from the district. Staff received a letter from Dwayne Wolterstorff on behalf of the Modesto City Schools, stating that the proposed residential use the proposed residential use will have impacts on enrollment for the district. During the initial study period, the City of Modesto referred the project to Modesto City Schools. At that time, the district responded that it had no objection to the project. Copies of these letters can be found in Exhibit D of your packet. And also just to note, as part of its building permit process, the City of Modesto requires verification that all school impact fees are paid. LAFCO's agricultural preservation policy states that the Commission may consider approval of a proposal if there's sufficient evidence demonstrating the following. First, that insufficient alternative land is available within the existing sphere of influence. Next, that development is imminent for the proposal area. Next, that the loss of ag land has been minimized based on an agricultural preservation strategy, and last, that the proposal will result in planned, orderly, and efficient use of land and services. The city's plan for ag preservation states that there are not enough alternative lands available to provide the city's regional housing needs assessment of 11,248 units. And the city has a small amount of existing land designated for business park uses, but lacks larger sites. The specific plan also includes a provision, the agricultural preservation plan also includes a provision for one-to-one agricultural mitigation consistent with LAFCO policy. Last, approximately 1/3 of the area is already developed adjacent to the city limits. It's near sewer and water connections and is consistent with city zoning and general plan designations. Therefore, the commission may determine that the proposal is well-planned, orderly, and efficient use of land and services. Pursuant to CEQA, the City of Modesto prepared an initial study and mitigated negative declaration for the proposal. LAFCO, as a responsible agency, must certify that it has considered the environmental documentation prepared by the city. Pursuant to government code, the commission may waive protest proceedings if the following conditions apply. First, if landowners and voters within the territory have been notified via mail, that the mail notice discloses that the commission intends to waive protest proceedings, that no written opposition has been received. All of these conditions have been met, therefore the commission may waive the protest proceedings. Staff's recommendation can be found on page 10 of the staff report, which includes approval of the project and resolution number 2025, which makes the appropriate CEQA findings, approves the annexation, and waives the protest proceedings. Staff is available for questions.
Questions for staff?
Yeah, I have one. Under E, it says at the bottom that the city of Modesto is going to terminate the Williamson Act contracts of the property that's going to be annexed. I'm assuming that that is also the property owner's wish? Whoever owns these properties?
We do actually have on record majority of the property owners in favor of the proposal, which would
Written consent.
include those properties that are in Williamson Act.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, we'll open it to the public. Who would like to speak first?
Once again, Milt Treeweiler, and once again, we are educated people and we must be realistic. And I have to be realistic also. I mean, I hate taking away more farmland, but I also realize that this is next to the city limits. But I also realize too that there's no other farmland that we have here in our county like it in the world. This is the best farmland in the world. I've talked about this before. This farmland in Stanislaus County, not including this site here, is already fully economically developed, producing food for our state and our nation. And that's the thing we have to think about. This growth is like a cancer. What it does, it just keeps spreading, slowly spreading. Once in a while it jumps out, and that's where it's dangerous. This is not a jump out, this is just spread. But it's still a cancer. It's still taking away the best farmland in the world. We're sitting on the best farmland. This building's sitting on the best farmland in the world. But we're not going to take this building down. I realize that. I'm realistic. But again, as adults and parents, we have an obligation to do what's right and best for our children. We all have to be good stewards. If this were the last development and City of Modesto just froze their border lines, I know you even have a sphere of influence outside of this area, but even if you just froze your sphere of influence, we could save the best farmland in the world. Once it's paved over, it becomes a food desert. And you are destroying this land for our children and our descendants. And that is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Tonight I went on the computer. Don Pedro Dam is at 76% of capacity. We had a low rain year this year. And that's 113% of normal. We're past the irrigation district and Don Pedro Dam is full of water waiting to irrigate. MID and TID. We've got all the water we need for hundreds of years right here. There's no other place in the world that can say that. No other place in the world can say that. Our soils are deep, they're fertile. We've got to stop this cancer that's spreading throughout our county. Our county, you know, there are other counties that are going to have to fallow their land because they don't even have water. They have no access to water. We've got to stop this cancer. It is killing, it's going to kill our children and our descendants in the future. We're the only ones, you members, you on the council, your mayor of Modesto and Turlock, you could stop stuff like this. That's the people that have to stop this. We've got to protect our children and descendants in the future. That's what it's all about. That's why we're here. Thank you.
Hi there, members of LAFCO. My name is Jessica Hill. I'm the Director of Community and Economic Development at the City of Modesto. We are in support of this project. We're excited to annex this. That's been in our sphere of influence since 1984. It will accommodate 420 new units of housing, as well as the future build out of those 150 acres of business park. We already do have a water tank there and are providing water to 2 of the parcels, and so this fits in nicely with the overall plan for services for that area. I'm happy to answer any questions that the commission may have. But again, very excited for this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica, and members of the commission, Chair Bublak, Dave Romano, on behalf of the project applicants. There's not much more to be said about this project. It's rather straightforward, but I do want to let you know that Dennis Fitzpatrick from Fitzpatrick Homes, John Pranitis from Florsheim Homes are here. They've kind of spearheaded this project. They're great local builders who've been actively involved in our community for many years. I want to thank city staff and LAFCO staff for getting us to this point. And Commissioner Gokin asked a really good question. These Williamson Act contracts were entered into in 1975, 50 years ago. And 50 years ago, LAFCO upheld the protest to these contracts because they were within 1 mile of the city limits and they were designated urban transition. And today, somebody in my business, it's rare that we run across contracts that were protested because a lot of cities have grown and they've actually grown beyond that area where those protests were allowed and were actually upheld by LAFCO. Modesto's been extremely judicious in its growth. This area has been in its sphere for many, many years. Modesto was one of the most densely housed cities in the state of California. You think LA and you think other places, but when you look at housing and our population in Modesto is very dense. So I think they've done a good job. I think staff's done a good job bringing this before you. We're here on behalf of my clients if you have any questions about this, but we would ask for your approval. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak? Okay, we will close public comment. Bring it back for some dialogue. No?
I would just say that I appreciate the efforts that especially our staff have put towards this project and everyone else that has spent a lot of time on this. This is something that we do take seriously, and we feel that we are planning intelligently and that we cherish our farmland. I think everyone that's represented here understands that and values it. So I'm grateful for that, and we will continue to plan smartly, and we hope that those that surround us will also do the same. So I support this project and look forward to some expansion in Modesto and opportunities that are not there because we do have dense planning. So we are looking forward to continuing to be smart economic development leaders in our community. Thank you.
I'm good. I'm ready to make a motion to approve. Unless, Bill, you want to go?
I will second your motion to include all 4 staff recommendations.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, say nay. It passes unanimously. Other business, there is none. Commissioners' comments, anybody? Okay. Additional matters at the discretion of the chairperson, none. Executive officers report.
Just to update the commission, since our last meeting, we did hold a protest hearing for the Sierra Point annexation to the city of Oakdale. There was less than 25% protest, so we were able to record that annexation earlier this month. We do not have any public hearings currently scheduled for December 3rd. We'd go ahead and recommend canceling that meeting, and we'll be finishing up our work program in the meantime. That's all I have.
All right, then, and we will adjourn to an unknown date, probably next year.
January 28th.
There you go. Good night.
Thank you.